Nagbabalik po ang Frontliners, kasama pa rin natin si Consul General Marciano De Borja ng Guam. Alam mo, Jen, pag babalikan ko ang history, ang parati kong naiisip pag binabanggit Guam, doon dinadala yung ating mga dating revolusyonaryo. Katulad ni Apolinario Mabini, di ba? Diyan siya na exile.
Actually, kahit bago pa si Apolinario Mabini at yung ibang mga kasamahan niya, kung matatandaan mo sa kasaysayan natin, noong 1872, yung tinatawag na Cavite Mutiny, nung nabita yung Gombursa, di ba? Si Burgos, Gomez, and Zamora, yun ang first batch talaga na malaki na pinadala dito. Kasi at that time, yung Guam kasi, teritoryo pa ng mga Kastila, at ginawa nila itong parang penal colony. Those are rebels, or mostly political exiles, no? Hindi naman yung mga hardened criminals or those who really committed a lot of offenses. But most of them were political exiles because they were opposing the colonial government at that time. And isa nga sa mga proyekto namin dito sa Guam is because this year, we're celebrating the 150th anniversary of the birth of Apolinario Mabini. We actually received a life-size sculpture donation from the First Asia Institute of Technology and Humanities, isang school to sa Tanawan in Batangas. And we've actually erected a monument for Mabini, in honor of Mabini, in Asan. No? Asan is actually the place where Mabini and the other exiles were imprisoned during their exile here on Guam. No? So Mabini was here for 2 years. That's from 1901 to 1903. So I'm glad that you raised this issue kasi this is something special to us here in our Consulate General because that's one way of reinforcing our ties, especially the historical and cultural relations, no, with the Guam people. And many are actually now interested in finding out more about this interesting chapter of our history. And not only that, because we really have a lot of common with Guam society, no? And of course, the big presence of our Filipino population here, around 26%, they really matter, even in the political arena, no? In fact, we just had a successful election here last November. Kung makikita mo yung mga paskel, no, and yung mga kanilang mga advertisement, hindi nawawala yung salitang maraming salamat po. No? Ang mga kandidato dito, aside from English, aside from Chamorro, you will see na Tagalog or Filipino is already a national o a language here on Guam at nakakatuwang makita yon at sinasabi mismo ng mga kandidato when they, of course, when they invite the Filipinos to vote for them.
Babalikan po natin yan mamaya, Conjen, no? Pero sa usapin naman ng mga turista, no? Dahil alam natin may mga 20,000 ang OFWs dyan. Pero in terms of tourists coming from our country to visit Guam, ilan po ang natatala ninyo sa inyong mga libro?
Yung huling statistics according to the Guam Visitors Bureau, no, ito yung kanilang Department of Tourism equivalent, no. Hindi naman ganun kataas, mga around 1,500 to 2,000. Bakit? Kasi ano yan, monthly Kasi ang ano doon, siyempre this is US territory, they have to get a US visa. Alam mo naman, hindi naman ganun kadaling kumuha din ng US visa. Pero ang magandang balita doon is we're increasing. Actually, after the Japanese, Koreans, and Taiwanese, we're number 4 or number 5 among the tourists who are coming here because of their relatives here on the island and also to taste a slice of the US because they also have shopping is big here on Guam and it's also tax-free, no? So that's one thing that entices Filipino tourists to come here and of course to touch base with their relatives and friends.
Bago ko pumunta sa isang tanong, gaano kalaki po ang Guam? If you would try to give an idea to our viewers, how big is Guam, let's say, compared to Manila? Is it big as Metro Manila or even the province of Cavite or Quezon or Nueva Ecija?
Well, ang size niya would range from about 500 in length, around 500 kilometers and then about 20 kilometers, no? So maliit lang siya. So I would say siguro kasi laki ng Batangas, yung mga ganun kalaki. And the population is relatively small, Of course, I'm not counting yet the US military presence, for example, in Anderson Air Base and also the naval station. Because Guam, as you know, is the host to the largest US bases in the Western Pacific. After the closure of Subic and Clark, many of their assets were transferred here.
Dahil meron nga tayong mga kababayan dyan, whether dual citizens or OFWs, paano po kayo nakikipag-communicate sa kanila? I'm sure meron rin yan mga associations dyan sa Guam at maraming associations. So how do you keep track of these different associations and our countrymen?
Well, maganda yan, Congressman, no, natanong mo. Kasi ang kagandahan dito, meron tinatawag na umbrella organizations. No? Like dito sa Guam, meron tinatawag na Filipino Community of Guam. And last October, actually, they celebrated their 60th anniversary. So, isang magandang ehemplo to sa mga organization sa ibang lugar, ibang bansa. Kasi within that organization, that umbrella organization, there are about 50 organizations na miyembro. Siyempre, meron pang ibang organizations na maliliit, pero dahil nga they have an umbrella organization, we can always relate to them, and then they are present in many of their activities. They also participate in many of the activities here, in the consulate. And we do a lot of dialogue. In fact, I'll be meeting with the new set of officers to discuss our work plan and also how they will be involved in our projects this year. Meron din silang umbrella organization doon, ang tawag UFO. No? United Filipino Organizations. So, mga 17 years na rin sila. They also had an election at in fact, I reminded them, your name is United Filipino Organization, so you should be upholding and honoring the name United. Otherwise, pag nyo nalang gamitin yun, nagkatawa na nga sila doon. And of course, it's always our priority. Make sure that they're organized, that they're keeping in touch with us, especially in, for example, in Saipan. In Palau, they also have an umbrella organization, the so-called the Filipino Community in Palau. So, medyo kung i-compare mo to sa ibang jurisdiction sa US, medyo nakakadali ito sa aming trabaho. And as you said, it's easier for us na to communicate and relate to them. And so far, that this has been the trend, no? And we're happy that our kababayans here are very cooperative. And kahit merong okasyon naman sa kanila, talagang nagpupunta kami for them to be updated on what's going on, both in the homeland and also what we're doing here to improve our services.
Okay, we will know more of the Philippine Consulate General in Guam. Frontliners will be right back.
Dito, basta masipag ka, makakakita ka ng sapat na pera padala sa Pilipinas.
Ako naman dito sa Guam, maganda. Pero minsan panahon na may expired yung passport ko. Ang bilis naman serbisyo nila na lumabas kagad yung passport ko. Hindi naman sila nagkulang sa mga contract workers dito sa Guam.